So the demand is elastic when the absolute value of the elasticity is greater than 1, inelastic when the absolute value of elasticity is less than 1, and unitary elastic when the absolute value of elasticity equals 1. If a firm increases its price, total revenue increases when demand is elastic, and the total revenue decreases when demand is elastic. Total revenue is the product of the quantity traded and the price of the good, price times quantity times price. By the law of demand, the quantity demanded decreases as price increases. Assuming that the quantity demanded determines the quantity traded means that the quantity traded decreases as price increases. Therefore, the product of Q times P could either increase, decrease, or remain constant. We've got price going up, we've got quantity going down. We can't tell what's coming to the product without more information. When the demand is inelastic, we know that the absolute value of the percentage change in quantity is less than the absolute value of the percentage change in price. When the absolute value of the percentage change in quantity is less than the absolute value of the percentage change in price, the change in price determines what happens to total revenue. One way to think of it, we've got a big change in quantity and a small change in Q. That's what inelastic means. But it also means that what's happening to price is going to drive what happens to the product of P times Q. Since price is increasing, total revenue will also increase. Therefore, total revenue increases when price increases and the demand is inelastic. When demand is elastic, the absolute value of the percentage change in quantity is greater than the absolute value of percentage change in price. When the absolute value of the percentage change in quantity is greater than the absolute value of the percentage change in price, the change in quantity determines what happens to total revenue. Since quantity is decreasing, total revenue will also decrease. Therefore, total revenue decreases when price increases and the demand is elastic. Let's work out a couple of examples to show what's happening. Suppose that a firm is currently selling 100 units of output at its current price of 10. This means that the current total revenue is 1,000, which is quantity, price 10 times quantity 100. What happens if the firm increases price to 11? Using 10, the initial price as the base, means that the percentage change in price is going to be 11 minus 10 divided by 10, 1 divided by 10, 0.1, or 10%. Let's compare what happens when the quantity demanded falls by 5% from its initial value with what happens when the quantity demanded falls by 15%. So in the first case, I've got a 5% change in quantity when price goes up by 10. Second case, I've got a 15% change in quantity when price goes up by 10. So the first case is more elastic, more responsive. The second case is more responsive, more elastic than the first case. Let's look at what happens when quantity demanded falls by 5%. First, the demand is inelastic because the absolute value of the price elasticity is going to be minus 5% divided by 10%, which is 0.5, which is less than 1. It means the quantity demanded and quantity traded will decrease by 5, which is 100 times 5%. The quantity demanded and the quantity traded when price is 11 is going to be 95. We started at 100 and we lost 5. The total revenue is now going to be 1,045, which is just the new price times the new quantity. Total revenue increases from 1,000 to 1,045 as a result of the increase in price. Total revenue went up when price went up because the demand was inelastic. Now let's look at the second example. Here we have demand is going to be elastic. The demand is elastic because the absolute value of the price elasticity is absolute value minus 15% divided by 10%, which is going to be equals 1.5. That's greater than 1. The quantity demanded and traded will decrease by 15 now. The quantity demanded and traded when price is 11 is now going to be 85, which is the initial value of 100 minus the change of 15. And total revenue is going to be 11. Total revenue when price is 11 is going to be 935, which is the new price times the new quantity. Total revenue decreases from 1,000 to 935 as a result of the price, as a result of the increase in price. The reason revenue fell when price increased is because the demand was or is elastic. When demand is inelastic, when demand is inelastic, the absolute value of the percentage change in price, I'll try to make this a sentence again, sorry. When demand is inelastic, the absolute value of the percentage change in the quantity is less than the absolute value of the percentage change in price. When the absolute value of the percentage change in quantity is less than the absolute value of the percentage change in price, the change in price determines what happens to total revenue. This means when price decreases, total revenue will also decrease. When demand is elastic, the absolute value of the percentage change in quantity is greater than the percentage change in price. This means that the change in quantity will determine what happens to total revenue when you cut price. Since quantity is increasing when you cut price, total revenue will also increase. Total revenue increases when price decreases when the demand is elastic. And finally, total revenue will not vary with price when demand is unitary elastic. Demand is unitary elastic when the absolute value of the percentage change in quantity equals the absolute value of the percentage change in price, and the two effects exactly cancel each other out. Here's a nice summary. We have three categories of demand: elastic, inelastic, or unitary elastic. Elastic means the absolute value of elasticity is greater than 1. It means the percentage change in price is less than the percentage change in quantity. It means when you increase price, total revenue decreases, and when you decrease price, total revenue will increase. Inelastic demand means the absolute value of elasticity is less than 1. It means the percentage change in price is greater than the percentage change in quantity demanded. It means when you increase price, total revenue will increase. When you decrease price, total revenue will decrease. Unitary elastic means the absolute value of elasticity is equal to 1. It means the percentage change in price equals the percentage change in quantity demanded. It means if you raise price or lower price, the change in total revenue is equal to 0. Total revenue does not increase or decrease. The change equals 0.